Okay, I think I'm completely here. Oh my gosh. Like the last minute, of course, everything shut down. I mean, everything shut down on my computer. Like I was totally ahead. I was like, had everything logged in, whatever. I'm telling you, this is good times, is what this is. Um, so, real excited here. Okay. Um, Besides my little injury, this is the best part of my Tuesday. Oh my gosh, Mel Bailey! So I have to put my little stuff back on my hand, trying to protect it, but my cat is also trying to eat my dinner. What a little heifer. Like I don't feed her? I mean, what the hell? And what she's going to do is she's going to attract the other cat over here. Yeah, I see you. No, I shared part of my ham with y'all. They're stalking me. They're stalking me. Hello, Mindy. No, these cats are stalking me because I have ham. Well, I shared my ham with them, and now they're like seriously stalking me. Nope, nope, get back. I have a tiny little bit left. Can y'all not? Now, what I want to talk about is this BS of New Year's resolutions. And it's not exactly the first thing I wanted to talk about today, but today I have been trying to catch up from being off an extra 2 days. Like, wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I don't know how many of you saw my little video, but yeah, I've had a heck of a year so far, Mel. You could say that. But yes, got my lashes on, got my lipstick on. It took me a little bit to get my lashes on because it's not easy to get them on when you're trying to do it with your left hand and you're predominantly right-handed. Yeah. It was not what we wanted to see here. So that's okay. That's okay. We're hanging in there. So, hello, Kelsey. So the Nebraska contingent is here. We're good. We're solid. So I want to tell you guys, I looked over all of my stuff. There are several of you that are going to be getting emails or phone calls or texts from me, maybe even a Facebook Messenger message saying that you won. I've got some pretty chatty people on this channel and I love it. So there were 2.5 people that really stood out that for the whole year of 2025 did the most commenting on the videos, not the live sessions, but the videos. Then we have the people that made the most comments in the lives. And that is very interesting as well. It seems like, again, the Nebraska contingent is winning on that front as well. So, there are a total of 6 people that are going to receive some stuff from me, and I'm actually going to let you guys choose. I have some plans here. And this would have already been done. You would have already heard from me. But again, today was a catch-up day where I was just like, I rescheduled everything from yesterday and we're healing. So, today was just me catching up with appointments and not doing any recordings like I had originally planned. And I will be reaching out to everybody shortly. I'm very excited about this because I feel like this is like a proper New Year present. You know, it's gonna be something like that. I know it's a 1 year, so this is not indicative of the way my next year or the next 9 years is going to go. It's not. Yes, I know, Mel. It is kind of a Not a coincidence. Go Big Red. Oh my gosh. Girl, I'm an SEC fan, 100%. So college football, SEC, was a little upset that Georgia lost, but that's okay. They won the SEC championship, just didn't make it to the national this year. Ole Miss, what are you going to do? So, anyway, let's talk about these New Year's resolutions, all right? And why I do think that it will cripple us. I think New Year's resolutions, I'm definitely keeping up with my Facebook people. You know, I have to have them, because I can't see the Facebook chat on the screen. I have to have a separate screen for that, but I think I have a better setup now, I think. So, I think that New Year's resolutions are, I don't want to say it's complete and total BS. I want to talk about how they've had their chance. I want to talk about how we can do New Year's resolutions better. And why do we put ourselves through like the whole, like it's as if we were Bridget Jones and we're, writing in our diary at the beginning of every year what we're going to do, what we're going to be for the rest of the year. I think we should take it a little bit more of a step at a time. Okay? So, and I know we did the ritual of like what we were wanting in this next year and like what we were letting our guides and our angels take care of versus the one thing that we were taking care of. And I kind of was like, this is a better way to do New Year's like resolutions or resolutions at all. So let's look at just doing resolutions in a better way. How do things work better with you? Let's just start off with, we're all very different, right? I mean, Virgo with Capricorn rising is very different than the Virgo with Pisces rising, this one of my friends, or the Virgo sun and Virgo rising that is my son. The Virgo that's at Aquarius rising that is my husband. That's all Virgos. We should be very similar, right? No, we are all incredibly different. Incredibly different because that, well, hello, Miranda and Mindy. Ah, yes. So, anyway, sorry. So the one thing that I want us to do is evaluate like how we operate, how we work through things. I just listed 4 Virgos that do things very, very differently. How do you assess your year? How do you look at it? Do you do it month to month? Do you do it quarter by quarter, season by season? Like, how do you want to put things out there? Do you have a goal that you want to achieve by, I don't know, spring? Do you have a goal that you want to achieve by summer? I mean, take a look at those things and let's be more realistic about what we want to do or how we want to, I'm sorry, there's something so distracting on my screen. How we want to move forward. So, with that, how do you want to move forward? All right. This is what I prefer to do, is looking at what I can do in a month. What can I do this month? And what I want to do versus what I can do is I want to set myself up for February. So at the end of December, which was really a week ago, I said, okay, this is what I want to do at the end of this month, which at that time was several days away. I was like, this is what I want to do by the end of the month because it's going to set me up for the next month, which happens to be the next year and the beginning of this new 9-year cycle. So then as soon as we stepped into January, I was like, okay, all right. Now I'm prepared. I'm not behind the gun. I can move forward and I can just be like, okay, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. And when I'm doing that, I already have, like, my January goals are pretty much taken care of. Now I can start working towards February. And it's helping me to, I feel like this is going to help me to achieve my resolutions for the entire year in a better frame of mind, because I'm breaking it up into piece by piece. What started this thought process off was something I used to say all the time because I heard it from someone and it cracked me up and I loved it. And I know they read it somewhere, so I absolutely have no idea where this originated from. I can only make a guess. But it was, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's always been something that I have struggled with, because I see a vision. I see a vision of how things could be. I see a vision of how I want things to be. I see, like, how great things can be. And I want to rush to the finish line. I'm like, yep, let's do that. Let's make this happen. And honestly, I lose some of the flavor along the way doing that. It loses some of its meaning. Things get forgotten. Things get left by the wayside. Details get overlooked, and I think that the important thing here is to mind the details. Look closely at what is happening, and then sit back and go, okay, how is this going to lead me to my next goal? How is this going to help me to move forward to the next month? And if it's going to throw you completely off, then you need to reevaluate and look at that situation a little better. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Kelsey. My resolution is to only have one surgery this year. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Mindy says both kids are Virgos and completely different. Yes, 100%, Mindy, 100%. The one thing I wanted my guys to take care of was the wish I ended up with. Mel, that's awesome. That is, you know what? We'll talk about that when I reach out to you, because you're one of the winners. The Chatty Cathy group. I love that. But I'll send you a message, and maybe I can send you some crystal out there to the wilds of Nebraska that'll help you out with some of these situations. But maybe there's a reason why it's the one that you're supposed to take care of. Maybe there's a reason that's going to help you step outside of your comfort zone, maybe. I mean, could be, Okay, Mercury is finally walking away from my ham, and I'm like, girl, no. I've never seen a cat eat black-eyed peas and collard greens. Okay, it did have some pancetta in it, which is, bacon, basically. And I left them in my office for just a minute. Okay, it may have been a little bit longer than a minute, but I stepped away. I came back, and these two cats had eaten my black-eyed peas and collard greens. I mean, it was leftovers, but they ate them. It was ridiculous. So anyway, running to the finish line when you have a vision, or you see what it is that you want, and you see the potential in something, it'll hinder you. Okay? Don't try to get everything accomplished all at once. Don't try to just say, okay, it's January. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to skip sugar for the entire month, which, yeah, it is a healthy thing to do. I'm going to, I don't know, like, whatever, fill in the blank. I'm going to go on a cruise. I'm going to buy new clothes or whatever. Why not, if you're trying to replace your entire wardrobe, why don't you try replacing 2 or 3 pieces every month and build yourself a real capsule wardrobe. You know, start to see what works for you. Start to see what colors work for you. I mean, there was someone that I used to work with that kept insisting that we have to wear collars all the time to look professional. Really? I didn't feel that way. But at the time, I was trying to be polite and tell her that she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. Because professional was not her first name. But I just felt like, I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going because I feel like this is good. This is good. You know, looking professional isn't always about looking like how, like, other people have it in their heads. Because I see women all the time look professional and they ain't a collar in sight. You know, maybe they're wearing a sweater, or maybe they're wearing a shirt that doesn't need a collar and just shows off their jewelry. Or maybe they carry themselves in such a way that people are like, okay, they're a good businesswoman, you know? Because, I don't know, they show up to work on time, or they have a product that they know how to market. So it's not always about like how you look. It is about your actions though. So thinking about that, maybe wearing a collared shirt made her feel more like a professional because she didn't know how to act like a professional. But someone who is a real professional doesn't need to like dress the part because they're living the part. So if you want to be more professional in your life, in your work, in like, even if you're a student and you want to appear more professional, maybe it should start with your actions, and then like the clothes start to work their way in, or it starts to show like, hey, no, look, they're really professional because of their actions. And so you have to start looking at what is it that's going to take you there. If you're trying to look more professional in your world, in your life, what is going to take you there? Do you think it's the outfits? Do you think it's the clothing? I mean, I'm not saying you should show up in cutoff shorts and a tank top. However, when you're only being seen from here up, I mean, I can look real professional from here up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to look like, I mean, you don't know what I'm wearing, you know, beneath here, which incidentally, yoga pants. But, but the thing is, you have to see what is it that you're trying to promote. What is it that you want to promote? There's this huge thing going on in Atlanta right now. There was a minister of a big church. His wife dressed sort of, in my opinion, tacky, but not, I mean, other people are thinking it's sort of scandalous. His wife is also a minister, and she was giving a prayer at some big hoopla thing in Atlanta. And she apparently had on this dress that was sheer, and it wasn't see-through. It was like, it had like sheer panels in it that I guess was supposed to give the illusion of skin or whatever. And there's this whole big thing going on right now that that's not how ministers dress. That's not how ministers dress. And then he had a clap back of he didn't want to be married to somebody that dressed like Little House on the Prairie or Holly Hobby. But the thing is, I think especially here in the Bible Belt, there are definitely people that feel like they, that feel like it's not right for a minister's wife to dress like that. They feel like it's inappropriate. Maybe they felt like the dress was too tight, or maybe they just felt like it was inappropriate representation of someone in the faith. I don't know. There's a lot of interpretations floating around out there, okay? Quite frankly, it's none of my business. You know, I don't buy the woman's clothes. I don't know her, but I just didn't like the dress. I don't care who was wearing it. I mean, like, Beyonce could have been wearing it. Not that she would wear something tasteless, because she is a Virgo. But Beyonce could have been wearing it, and I still would have been like, might want to rethink that. Might want to, like, rethink that whole thing. Oh my gosh. Surgery already pending. Come on, Kelsey. Come on. No. I've always heard you dress for the job you want, not the one you have. Yes, I wear sweats and t-shirts most days. Okay. All right. However, but you're not, are you wearing sweats and t-shirts like into a business situation? There is a difference with that. Okay. When I worked in an office, I dressed like the office. Okay. I still never been a huge fan of collared shirts, but I'm just using that as an example. But the thing is, like, when I worked in an office, when I worked in a lab, when I worked in a bank, when I taught, I dressed for those positions. I didn't wear a ball gown to teach students. You know, I didn't do that. But I also didn't wear yoga pants either. You know, there is somewhere in between. And I do feel like that at some point you do have to dress, like you said, for a job that you want. But there was some guy on television one time, he was like, well, he wanted to be a clown. So he was dressing like in full face paint and stuff as a clown. It did not go over well. It was a sitcom and it was meant to be as a joke. I know, I get that. I work from home 4 days a week. I'm in the office. I have to wear business casual, even though the department allows jeans and hoodies. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah. You not pay me enough to join a church that requires women to wear skirts and dresses every day. No, 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 no. No. This woman's ball gown was inappropriate. You can kind of look this up. I forget the name of the church, but it's all over the internet. I think they were raising money for the United Negro College Fund. It was a big deal in Atlanta. And so, of course, you know, it's all over everybody's like For You page. It, you know, it's just here. You'll have to look it up. Yeah. It's very entertaining. Okay, it's very entertaining. Suzanne! Hello! Oh my gosh, how are you? Suzanne, you are the primary reason that I am still streaming to Facebook. You are 100% the primary reason that I am still streaming to Facebook. I'm trying to get everybody to move over to YouTube, but I know you don't want to, so I'm still keeping this going for you. But this is it's a challenging thing that people do to themselves when they come at the beginning of the year and they say, I'm going to be healthier, be better dressed, be a better mom, be a better spouse, be a better, I don't know, cat owner. I'm going to get organized. I'm going to do this and this and this. I have broken it down into months and weeks for me, and that works better for me. One of my other clients that I actually talked to today is breaking it down into quarters because that's how she rocks anyway. She's a small business owner, and well, I don't even know that it's small anymore. I mean, old girl knows what to do. But she is she's a business owner, and she's like, my mind works in quarters because she pays her taxes quarterly. She does all this stuff quarterly. And so she's like, my mind works in quarters. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm doing goals for quarters. And I said, I think that's good. That works better for you. It would not work for me because that's not how my mind works. My mind works with the moons. I want to do this before the next full moon. I want to do this before the next new moon. That's how my mind works. So I'm breaking it down into months and weeks. And for me, it's also it's a lot easier because some of the things that I'm doing, I have been promising and promising. Thing one and thing two, that I'm going to redo their rooms. They've picked out colors, really ugly colors, but it's not my bedroom, whatever. I just talked them out of colors that were giving me migraines. So I have got them to I've got them to a point where, like, they can go spend a weekend with my parents and I can redo that child's room. I can work through it. I can get it painted, get the, like, all the stuff set up, like all the things that I've bought, all of their decorations, and have everything done. And I'm doing that in the course of one weekend. Like, I mean, all the stuff that I've been trying to build and all the stuff, it's going to go like one weekend at a time. So I'm doing that. And then I'm going to slowly move through the rest of the house and do updates. We've been in this house for a while, and it's now time to do updates and touch-ups and things that need to be changed and things that I haven't had time to look at for the last, I don't know, 9 years. After having a second child, you're just like, I don't have time for anything. So it works better for me when I can map it out and I can do it by weekends. I can do it by weeks and months and say, okay, I'm going to work on this room this month or this weekend. And so in December, I amassed everything together to do thing one's room. So I have everything set up. The last couple of pieces arrived today. There's a couple more pieces that I have to pick up tomorrow. But this weekend, fingers, like barring any other injuries, this weekend, I'm going to do as much as I can to his room, given the fact that I have a problem with my fingers. So it's kind of interesting. And no, it's not. It's not a problem, Suzanne. It's not. I still have AOL. Oh my gosh, so does my mom, you guys. It's not bad. It's not. So it's okay. But um where was I at? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you will have to look that up. I already said that. And thank you, Kelsey. But so I have everything lined up and ready to go. And it's stuff that I planned in December, along with a lot of my business stuff. I got done in that last 8 days of December so that I was ready to go in January. So now my January's goals, I have all the tools and I'm ready to start putting it together. And now I can start shopping and working towards putting things together for February. I'm taking it one step at a time. And if I have to skip a month, I'm going to give myself some grace. I'm also not doing the journey alone. So we had a little family meeting, if you want to say that. And I was like, we need to try something different. Thing one and thing two were not open to different. What a shocker. But there are 3 Virgos and a Taurus in my house. That's a lot of earth, and nobody wants to change. But we're gonna. So the things that I propose that we do together as a family were met with some unhappy messages coming out of their mouths. And it was met with some of me going, would you like to rethink that statement? I'll give you about 10 seconds. So we had some discussions. We are making some changes, but I told them this is in beta testing. This is not engraved in stone. We don't have to do it this way. We're going to start this way and figure out what works best for us, what works best for us as individuals and us as a family, because we're all individuals, but we are a unit. So I'm not saying everybody has to sacrifice, but we should all be a little bit compromising here. Okay? Sometimes you're going to get more of what you want, sometimes you're going to get a little less. But it doesn't mean that you are not still going to be taken care of. And so we're working through that as well. Has a lot to do with studying and school and tutors and less screen time. They did not like it, but that's okay. We're all working towards a goal here. So this is what we're doing. We're just going to try. We're beta testing and we're going to see what works for us. And that's where I'm just like, we're all going to have some grace here. We're going to have grace with each other. We're going to have grace with the plan. And we're going to have grace that we're going to make some mistakes. There's going to be some hiccups along the way. And just planning to do one child's bedroom has had a lot of mistakes. You know, having to, like, I ordered something, it came in wrong. I had to ship it back, reorder it, you know, wait for the refund, you know, and just go, okay, all right, you know, how many times am I going to have to do this? Turns out 3, but that's okay. That's also a story for another day. And I was like, all right. I thought the Cazinis with the sun were supposed to make this month better. That is also up for debate. So I just feel like if you're going to make a New Year resolution every year, as most of us do, we should start by just seeing what it is that we want to change. I wanted to change parts of my house. There are some things that I wanted to implement and do for my business, but the biggest part for me was my home, was where we live. That was the hugest part for me. And I was like, okay, this is where I start. This is where I start with the family compartment of my life. My business compartment, it's a little less urgent. It's still important. It's still important. But my business components it's not exactly smooth. There's some changes and some updates that need to be made here as well. But I'm just like, okay, this is how I feel things have been going in a good way, and this is where we're going in a bad way. This is where we're going in the wrong direction. So when I'm looking at it in that way, I'm like, the house is more urgent as a family. My business things that I want to change is something that I am working on. So when I have to compromise my time with the family, I have to work around 3 other people's energies. And so there's a lot more grace that has to be given. You know, when it's just me owning up to myself, well, I have to give myself a lot of grace because honestly, I overbook myself so much. And that is something that I have agreed not to do to myself this year. So, but I have a new calendar system. I have a new planning system. I have a new way of doing some of this stuff. So again, I feel like moving in small incremental ways is going to be something that's going to work out much more permanently. You know, it's going to help me make the permanent changes that I want to make. See, you need a Xanax. Just try to read my post. I can sort of pick through it, Suzanne. I kind of get it. Yeah. I love that you still have AOL. I do. It's kind of funny. But I gotta tell you, it's not hard to get a Gmail. I did make my mom get a Gmail account last year. It is for her business, but she still uses it on her YouTube. Yeah. All right. So, to be more successful with any resolution that you have, and it doesn't have to be at the new year, start every new moon. What do you want to do in this upcoming new moon? Okay? What is it that you want? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be at the next new moon? Where do you want to be when we hit the full moon, the halfway mark to the next new moon? And this is what I love about really studying the moon. When we hit this full moon, we just had a full moon in Cancer, right? And I'm going to say it again 100 times. I've already said this. We're starting off the 2026 year with a full moon in Cancer, and we're ending 2026 in December with a full moon in Cancer. Love it. So, looking at that, we have, we can look at the full moon in Cancer, all right, and say, where do I want to be by the time we hit the new moon in Cancer? That gives you 6 months. Do you want to make some major changes with your lifestyle, with your job, with the way that you dress, with your exercise program, with how you eat, with what is it that you want to do in the next 6 months? Like, okay, a few minutes ago, I took a dig at somebody that I knew was watching me on Facebook because I saw their name pop up. It was very distracting. And I took a dig at somebody. It was an intentional dig. That wasn't very nice of me. It wasn't. But I get so pissed off at this person because this person took intentional digs at me when I wasn't around. And that was someone that I thought of as a friend. I truly thought of this person as someone that was gonna, like, that was just going to be there forever, because it was just a life, like a past life connection. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. This is so great. It wasn't. And that betrayal hurt for years. And I took a dig at them just now. That was not polite of me. It wasn't. It was petty. It was rude. And no one would have noticed if I hadn't said it, if I hadn't just told you exactly like what I had done. However, I don't really, I mean, I feel a little guilty about it because I was petty and it wasn't nice. But at the same time, it wasn't really nice the way that things happened. It wasn't really nice to hear like words come back in a recording to me and hear that kind of thing. It wasn't nice, and it was very painful for me. Does it make me feel any better? Does that pain go away because I was petty just now? No, it doesn't. I'll tell you how the pain started to go away is when I stopped comparing myself to that person, to that person's life. And I just stopped. And I started to see, I don't need any of that. I never did. And there were lots of people that told me that I didn't need that. There were so many people that told me that I didn't need what they were offering. And I refused to believe it because I didn't believe in myself. And there was still some insecurity there. Even at 40, whatever years old I was, even at that age, I still felt a lot of insecurity. I think trusting in myself more has really helped me to just be like, you know what? It's all right. It's okay. And that is something that should not have led me to be a petty bitch. But I was. Sue me. I mean, I can't even tell you. This stuff just happens. And the stuff that comes out of my mouth sometimes is not always sweet. And that is just me just saying, okay, I'm human and I am that spiritual girl that cut me off, you'll probably get the finger, And here I am on a live show. I see this person come up. Hey Todd, how are you? I see this person come up and I was just incredibly petty. But it's okay. I think I disguised it pretty well. I mean, she knew what I was talking about, but it's just kind of funny when that blast from the past shows up and you're like, oh, hello. Yeah, this person does still watch my stuff and this person still follows me. I did a good job of blocking them, but it's not hard to create new accounts all the time. And the thing is, I know most of their stuff, so it's okay. But I recognize that. And I did. There's only a few people that I've ever blocked, and this is one. Yeah. But it is funny. Yeah, it's really funny. This is why I tell you guys, don't delete their phone numbers from your phone, because that way you can see who is watching your stuff. Just put like no or absolutely not beside their name, or, a nice fun little cuss word. But put that beside their name. Don't delete them from your phone. That way you can see who is watching your stuff on social media. I know, it's a nasty little trick. But I will say, I think tailoring any resolution to you and how you think and how you operate is the best way to go. It's just like all these organizational videos. These women will tell you, and there's a couple of men that do them, but mostly I just watch the ones that happen to be women. These women that are trying to help you organize like your home or your office or whatever, and they're organizational masters. But the first thing they will tell you is that it has to work for you. Figure out where, like when you walk into your house every day and you drop your keys or your purse or your wallet or your coat or whatever in the same place every day, then instead of trying to change that you're putting it in that same place every day, why don't you say, okay, I'm going to designate this spot for my keys, my wallet, my purse, my hat, my coat, whatever. I have no clue how to do that. Which part? Be petty? I can do that. I can show you how to be petty. Look at this. This is a Virgo with Capricorn rising. I could teach the Pope how to be petty. Although I do feel like Catholics probably know how to do that. I mean, I'm not judging. There's a lot of Catholics out there that I like. Sorry. But the thing is, see what works best for you. Like I said earlier, my client, her mind works in quarters because she's a businesswoman. So she was just like, okay, I'm going to set this for this quarter. I'm going to set this for this quarter. I'm learning. That's good. That's good. You need to learn. I got all water signs in the chat on YouTube tonight, and I got a mixed bag over here on Facebook. Y'all are fun though. Oh, see who sees my profiles on socials. Okay, we need to talk about that. So, and I don't think it's just for business pages either. Oh, I can be petty. Girl, you're a Pisces. Yeah, you can. But the thing is, do what works best for you. For me, it is doing something with the moon. It's following the moon, saying, okay, I'm going to plan this out. I'm going to have this done by this weekend. And then at the next new moon, I can start planning for the next thing. And then when my free time happens to be not exactly free time, but I have more free time on the weekends, I can sit back and say, okay, we're bookending this. I'm taking care of this. So by February, I should have 2 bedrooms done in really interesting colors. I did let the boys pick out their own colors for their rooms, and I did talk them out of some really ugly stuff. I mean, okay, so one of my sons has a great affection for the Golden Gate Bridge. If you don't know, because I didn't, the Golden Gate Bridge is painted in a color called International Orange. It is like a day-glow red. It's a migraine, is what it is. And he was like, with a straight face, this kid told me that he wanted his room to be international orange, like the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was just like, absolutely not. No, we got to come to terms on some stuff here. So we've agreed to predominantly green with a splash, just a splash of Dayglow red, otherwise known as International Orange, in a couple of spots in his room. The other one wanted his room to be such a dark navy that I might as well have been painting the walls black. And I was like, is this like the womb? Are you trying to return to the womb? No. So we've compromised on a lighter shade of dark blue and possibly some purple. I didn't know that men had so many opinions at this age. Yeah. It's good times. It's good times. So there we have it. I'm working on it. Yeah. As long as I don't re-injure anything, we're good, But hey, I have a tetanus shot. I should be good for a few years, so let's just go crazy with it, right? It's good times. It's good times. I love that. So we've got the Scorpio and the Pisces. Again, a lot of water in the YouTube chat. I can't remember when your birthday is, Todd, but I feel like it's like a Scorpio. I feel like it's one of those quiet but deadly signs. You know what I'm saying? Suzanne, Mindy, I do not know when y'all's birthdays are. And please don't post your birthday. I mean, like, you can post your sign, but do not post your birthday online. It's bad. So, yes, it was just me in the not being as cautious as I should have. What a shocker. I mean, really. Ooh, Gemini. Girl, I got a Gemini moon. And there's lots of changes coming to Gemini because Uranus is going into Gemini this year for the next 7 years. Yeah. We had a little preview of it earlier stay out of this. Earlier in, mid 2025, we had a little preview of what Uranus and Gemini is going to look like. Discoveries. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff with Geminis because when Mars is in Gemini, things get revealed, things get uncovered. I mean, we love that. It's very interesting. So, let's see. What else? Okay, so are we all set? If you already had New Year's resolutions, if you already made New Year's resolutions, don't worry about it. You can still change that. It's not engraved in stone. It's not like Moses and his tablets. So you okay. Just sit back and decide what it is that you want to tackle this month. Okay? What is it that you want to do in the month of January? Or in the first quarter of the year, or before the next new moon or the next full moon. Decide what is best for you, what's best for your rhythm, your family, what you do. It's really, do that. I know. Cause like a lot of people travel a lot. Someone that I talked to today, he's been traveling for work a lot. And he was like, it's really hard to do because one of my New Year's resolutions is to eat out less. Okay, what is it about eating out that you wanted to alter, especially with how much you travel for work? And he was like, it's just not healthy. There's some healthy choices out there. And I was like, so let's rephrase that. Instead of eating out less, let's rephrase that to, I want to eat healthier. And I said, there are definitely some healthier choices. And I said, and most of the places where you stay, are you staying at like those, because most of the time when he goes somewhere, I think he stays for like a full week. And I was like, so do you have like a kitchen kind of situation or a kitchenette or anything? And he goes, actually, yeah, most of the places I have a kitchenette. It's like a I don't know. It's one of those hotels that's sort of like an apartment, like a, you know what I mean? But he's like, yeah, I can actually like maybe go and shop and do some preparing for me. And he said, that way I don't have to eat out for 3 meals a day. And I went, it's an option. So actually, he said that he was going to ship himself like some sort of, I almost said a blizzard. Do you see where my head is? I'm at Dairy Queen. This man is thinking in the healthy aisle, and I'm thinking Dairy Queen. No, you know what I'm saying? Smoothie. He said that he was going to ship himself some sort of smoothie thing so that he could carry it with him on his trips. And then he could make smoothies like when he's out. I mean, that's a smart idea. It really is. I can't think like that. I mean, because I go out of town and I'm like, let's just Google it. Where are we? Or if I'm staying at a hotel, I just ask the concierge, hey, I'm really wanting a XYZ, you know, I really want sushi or a steak or, you know, whatever, seafood. Where can I go? Yeah, lazy. Fun. Meal prep. Oh, 100%. 100% with the meal prep. Yeah, that's the other thing is that the kids are not excited about the changes that I'm making with the food choice. Yeah. Again, before I sign off, I want to apologize for being so petty at the beginning of my my show. It does kind of make me laugh, but I'm not sorry to that person. I'm not even really ashamed, but I am a little bit sorry that y'all had to witness me being so petty. I should have been a little more gracious. But also, I tried to hide it as like a, you know, just a comment. What do you think, Mercury? Look, come see the people. Come see the people. Okay, look, you act like you've never been held. Just look at the camera. Is it the camera you don't like? She's sweet. Yeah? Want me to put you down? She just wants to sit next to the ham bowl. She's hoping that, like, I let her lick the bowl or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to start this year off the right way by not beating ourselves up. Make a resolution, but make a resolution every month or every Monday or every 3 months or every full moon. Make a resolution. It's okay. just say, hey, you know what? I'm evolving every day. I'm evolving every year. Let's see what we can do this year. Let's see what we can do to make ourselves better. And in that thing, you can go, how do I want to be better? What do I want to see in my life? And how can I get there? What steps can I take to get there? Because how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, after my little friend signed off, I did admit that I was being petty, but that's okay. Fred has been sitting in the kitchen staring at the counter, trying to figure out how to get up. I love that. I do. Yeah, yeah. All right, you guys, if you hear from me this week, it's because you are part of my Chatty Cathy. I don't even want to say Chatty Cathy. It's like you guys are commenting because you've been the top commenters. Whether you've been the top commenters in the live chats, in the live mouse, in the live shows, or if you have been a top commenter in on the recorded videos that I put out, the numerology. So we will see. I know. I'm so excited. I just want to see what everybody wants. I have some offerings to you, and you do not talk too much. Please never say that. I love this. I do. I love Tuesdays. I'm actually thinking about adding a day every now and then because it seemed like a lot of people, and I was surprised that a lot of people joined me on, was it a Friday or Saturday night that I went live? I think it was a Saturday night because Mel told me, she was like, you just need to post it out there and say, hey, I'm going to do a quick live tonight. And a lot of people showed up. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I will do a live every now and then on a Saturday night, you know, just to check in. All right. Well, Mouse has turned his back on us. Mercury is sniffing the area, trying to get back to the ham. No. And I am going to take some more ibuprofen because my fingers are throbbing. But I think I found a new way to shuffle my cards. I know. It's difficult when you're trying to shuffle and you can't use these two fingers. It's really challenging. So, I've been working on it. I've been practicing today, trying to work on it so that I don't re-injure, because I'm so graceful. Yes, I am multi-talented and I am very graceful. Exhibit A. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's our first full week of this brand new year and this brand new 9-year cycle. Yay! Yay! And there's a lot more people getting into numerology. I'm very excited. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. And until we see each other again, thank y'all so much for being here. You know I love you. But get out there and make your magic. Bye.